Okay, people. Today I'm going to be making some fried chicken, and I was given the idea of getting chicken in the colander, putting water in there, like having it drain underneath. I don't know. In the past, I've put it in a Ziploc bag and just had it in the water, but I guess that doesn't work so well. Well, I was told that the chicken gets pitted, and I was just like, this is after the fact. I was like, wait a minute, my chicken did do that. You'll get like these little pits on it, but it still tasted good. So today I'm using Tyson chicken breasts, and you may be asking why. Well, why are you using chicken breasts? Well, I'm using chicken breasts because I can make strips, chicken nuggets, chicken whatever. I can make them the size of wings. I can make them the size of legs. I can do strips. I don't like boneless. I don't know why. Well, I do, but I don't know. I don't prefer it. I don't hate the stuff with bones, but I don't know. I just don't prefer it because, I don't want to be like eating a bone and stuff like that, I poured water in there, but I don't know if this thing's going to work. I don't know. Seems strange to me, to be honest with you. I have no clue how long this is going to take to thaw out. This could take a half hour. I don't know, to be honest with you. But that's the first step is getting your chicken. I chose 3 because I'm just eating for myself. But you gotta choose what you want. If your stuff is thawed, then good for you. You can move on to the next step. But I unfortunately can't, and I'm starving, and I gotta wait. Yeah. Your next step is to make your rub, whatever. Now, if you let's zoom in on this guy. You can either just coat your chicken in this, like say put it in a, I don't know, a Ziploc bag like this. Say you have just like a little bit, because I have a lot because I cook a lot of chicken. But say you just have like a little bit in there, you can put the chicken in there like all cut up and just have a powder coating around your chicken. You can do it that way, or you can make a batter like the way I do it. And what I've got is like I've got flour, I've got a little bit of cornmeal in there, I've got chili powder, onion powder. That's the basics of my rub. I can't tell you exactly what's in it because it's a secret, but you can probably look up, say, a better one. But you're gonna want to rub like so. But the way I told you, you can actually make a pretty good fried chicken off of that. Just what I told you. But you're also going to need oil, and some people prefer different oils. For one, I use what I can. If I got vegetable oil, I use vegetable oil. If I got olive oil, I use olive oil. I guess today I've got grape seed, so I really don't care, to be honest with you. It really doesn't matter. It tastes fine in the end, but if I could choose one, what would I choose? I would choose peanut oil. But use what you can. It'll still turn out delicious. Yeah, you guys also are gonna want to have a good barbecue sauce, and I personally love this barbecue sauce right here. It is delicious for burgers. It is delicious for making fried barbecue chicken. And yes, I will show you how to do that another day. But I only have one package of this. They do make bigger ones that they sell at Chick-fil-A, but I don't have any, so I guess I'm going to have to use this. And it's like, well, if you got one, why not just use that one like this? Well, see, the thing is this will last me a good chicken piece. And then I've got 2 left, and it'd be kind of like a tease to just have that and have to go to this. I don't say I hate Sweet Baby Ray's. It's not bad, but it's not the best. Use what you like. Personally, I'd rather have Jack Daniels or Famous Dave's, to be honest with you. This stuff it's okay. It's a lot better than some of the other crap that's like $2, but this, I guess I'll have to use it. You use what you have to. See, barbecue sauce is actually a lot more important than frying oil, to be honest with you, because that's a good portion of what you're eating. It's not like a masker for your chicken, it's an enhancer, which I'll show you like some epic meal food thing some other time, and it'll explain that a little more. But the barbecue sauce is a lot more important than, say, your frying oil. Yes, your frying oil is important because you will taste the difference if you use, say, grapeseed oil, and if you stick a lug of butter in there, you will taste the difference, and it will taste kind of funny. But I will not lie, there have been situations, actually, let me show you. I'll give you an example. Ooh-da-doo-da-doo. You see this? This is extra virgin olive oil. And you see this? This is Pan. There have been situations where I've used, say, a tablespoon of butter, a couple tablespoons of Spam, or Pam, not, you know, and then I'd have only this much oil. And I gotta say, you know, when you stoop to that level, it kind of does suck, because you're like, man, I don't have my ingredients, but you just don't want to be using like an entire can of this. I mean, if you have to. I mean, this is canola oil. If you have to, you can, because I'd rather actually use an entire can of this than a crud ton of butter. But I have mixed the two, and it's okay. Like the frying, like, it's a lot better. Let me tell you, I have used only butter. I've never used an entire can of this stuff, but I have used a pan full of butter, and I gotta say, it's not fun. I have mixed the three together. I've even mixed, say, I've been times where I've had, I don't know, vegetable oil, like a little bottle like this, like that, and then like a little bottle of this, and I've had to mix them. You can't really taste it because, like, it is oil. You can taste a slight difference, but it's not that big of a deal. Your barbecue sauce is way more important than oil, but I gotta say, you don't want to be just having butter in there. But if you can, try to get peanut oil. You can taste the difference in there, but it's not an extreme difference. It's not like, oh, what the hell does this taste? I taste grapeseed, whatever grapeseed is. You can't really taste it. You can taste, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to leave you with that. You know what? I didn't notice this before, but look at that. See that white thing? That's a bone. This is supposed to be boneless chicken. What the hell? Why's everything always happen to me? Whew. Well, when this thing thaws out, I'm going to have a heck of a time getting that out. Be warned. Okay, so I cut up the chicken, and that stupid little bone thing was retarded. And they're still kind of frozen, but they're going to be going in the batter soon, and that will it will thaw them out quicker. So let's do this. Got another Ziploc bag here for the chicken. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. I wish things were easier. should be enough. Get out of my way. That should be enough. I'm gonna pour some water. I only need a little bit. You don't want to pour too much, otherwise it'll ruin your batter. You don't want to pour too little, like what I kind of do, because I'm seeing like flaking right here, so I just need a little bit of water. Just a little bit. Okay, hopefully that did it. I think it did. Okay. Now we're gonna put the chicken in here. Just gonna put them all in here to get them. It'll get it nice and coated evenly. And yeah, just when you cut up the chicken, just make sure you get rid of the fat. That doesn't really go well because this is boneless. And well, it was boneless, but one of them had a bone, which is stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna zip it up. We're gonna coat. Maybe I need more. I don't know. I may need more batter. I may not. We'll see. Come on. Stupid ass. Yeah, we need more batter. There's a lot on the bottom, but we still need more. And we still need more. Oh well. Just gotta play with it. You know, I personally like the batter because it actually fries better. It actually does. If you just do the powder method, where you just pour powder on it, then it takes longer to cook, and it's not as crispy. And it doesn't do well in the refrigerator. If you want, like, say, I don't know what they have. Leftovers, that's the word. I don't usually use that term because I usually cook enough for me and it's gone. Let's say, I think that ought to be enough. Let's get some more water. Ah, there's too much air. Much better. That's much better. Much, much better. Woo! That's what you want. That's pretty much how you want it. I think that was the perfect amount, to be honest with you. And now it's time to, well, for you, if your stuff is already thawed out, just what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pour the oil in there. But my stuff isn't thawed out yet. It's still pretty hard, and frozen and fry don't mix. No, you don't want to do that. If your stuff is thawed, pour oil in there and start to fry it. I personally like a pan. I don't like a giant pot because, well, for one, that uses a lot of oil. and it actually takes longer to cook. So I like to use like a pot pan, whatever this thing is. It's like a deep pan. It uses less oil, and it cooks just enough for me. I mean, yes, the pots, like the big deep pots, yeah, you can cook a lot of chicken, but it does take a while. And what can happen is, depending on the sizes of your stuffs, some can cook really fast and just be burnt, and some will take a while. It's I don't know. I like to do it this way. It's my personal preference, but I find it the best way, and especially using the batter because it cooks just better. Okay, so my stuff finally thawed out after almost 3 hours. Seriously, 3 hours. Or 3.5. Around there, yeah, so the whole pot method that I had, whatever, I did not notice any pitting from doing it, so which is a good thing. But it took 3.5 hours. When I do it, when I put it in a bag of water, it takes an hour. I don't know. Apparently when it doesn't pit, it's supposed to taste better. So I guess that's a good thing. So I've got my oil started up, and I like to have 2 of these. I use one for the beginning to move it around, yada yada yada, but it ends up getting like a lot of batter from like the first part of it, so it gets like a lot of batter in here. And then the other one's for the last one. So let's see. These are kind of hard to clean, these not so much, so I'm going to say this will be for the start, this will be at the end. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to get rid of this crud. I like to put paper towels down for my stuff. So, I'm going to put some paper towels down. Alright, now I'm going to open up the bag. Let's see, what is this thing? I wonder if this oil is ready yet. I'm not sure on that. And it's not even center. Fantastic! I also like to put another paper towel down at the end. I put like a couple underneath here, so when I take the chicken off, like the grease, yeah. Should grab a plate for that. Yeah, this stuff gets greasy, so I like to put it on here to get rid of the grease, yada yada yada. Now let's test out the oil. Alright. That's disappointing. It's not that hot. What the hell's wrong? It's been on here for like a good 5 minutes. I don't know why it's not, whatever. I don't understand the world anymore. This is unsatisfying, I'd have to say. This is so bad. This has never happened before. But anyways, nice coatage. It makes a nice thick crust, and it gets like crispy, and then the inside is just like moist and perfect. It cooks it a lot quicker because I've actually had problems using the powder method. I could not gauge. Oh, now it's starting to bubble. Huh. Yeah, with the powder method, I could not gauge like how long it would take to cook. It would look done, and it wouldn't be. When these look done, they're done. So that's why I like to use the batter. That's why I personally do it. I mean, if you can tell, then by all means go for it. If you don't want to use the batter, but batter is made with water, and you know it does really well. It does really well. I've heard people using buttermilk or butter and milk, because buttermilk is not butter and milk. But you know, water seems to do just fine for me. I've done it with buttermilk using the batter. Personally, I don't notice a difference. Maybe you can? I don't know, go for it. My hands are getting messy. And wow, there seems to be a lot more chicken when I pull it out like this. Seems a lot more. What the hell is that? Oh, that's a glob of batter. Fantastic. Where the hell did my chicken go? Have you taken them? I guess that's just a glob of batter. Okay. I guess that's all the chicken. Never mind. I thought there was... whatever. Just a glob of batter. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not going to use these. Not yet. This is going to be for the first one. Okay, see, I let them fry for too long, so like the batter's like sticking to each other. That's one thing you don't really want to do. It's not the end of the world if it happens. But it is annoying because I'm filming stuff. It's a lot harder. But when you're doing this, you're probably not going to be filming, so yeah. Should be a lot easier for you. But you don't want it to sit in there too long, because what happens is all the batters from each one of them stick together. That is the problem with batter. You don't get that with powder, but the end result for batter is, I say, better. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think everything's all fine. Fine and dandy. Yeah, the beginning part is not when you really want to leave your chicken to sit. Because, oh, still unstuck. Man. There we go. Oh, there's another. There we go. Gosh. Yeah, they will stick to each other. But they are getting nice and golden brown. Starting to. And another thing is my hands are actually starting to prune from washing them so much. That is another thing that ends up happening. But whatever works so you don't get sick. Okay, probably going to use these tongs just for a little longer. Just a little bit, then I'm going to switch to the other ones. And I actually don't have a set time how long this takes, to be honest with you. Because you kind of gotta feel it. You gotta, when you're starting out, get like a small little paring knife and just like check them or whatever. Because you don't want raw chicken. That's bad. Ah, I just took off some of the batter. That's bad. Damn. Whatever. It'll still turn out delicious. But yeah, so get out like a small paring knife, and they're going to start to get crispy. That's the one of the things that you're going to notice when they're close to being done. Is they're going to get crispy. Pull out a little paring knife and cut it open, and if it's white all the way through, they're done. Make sure you keep turning these things, guys. That's the one thing you want to do, is just keep turning them, keep turning them, keep turning them, keep turning them. Just keep turning them. No matter what oil you use, no matter what batter you use, it's going to turn out absolutely delicious. I mean, the basic batter is, flour, cornmeal, cornstarch. Even some cornflakes. That's actually pretty good too. I've done that once. It's not bad. Some chili powder, onion powder, maybe some garlic powder. But you want to use flour. That's the big kicker right there. Is flour. That's what helps. And there we go. That's the big kicker. Rah 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 rah. Me hungry. I'm starving. This has been so long. I've been doing this since I got up. This is absolutely bad. I'm so hungry. Okay, we're getting close to being done here. And I actually have a paring knife, so I'm not going to be hypocritical, because, you know, even I need to... Look at that. It may look burnt to you, but it's not. This looks actually perfect. I can tell this one is going to be good. Let's get something else that I might... Oh, like this one. This one I might not be so sure of. Right there. That's a little bit bigger one. So, I'm going to bring it over here. And we're going to test it. This is our test right here. So I'm going to do that. This is hard with one hand. You don't know how hard this is with one hand. Golly, there we go. Perfect. That's perfect. No matter how many times you do this, you always want to make sure, because eating raw chicken is never good. And I even put a lot more paper towels on there. And my stuff is looking muy bueno. So, let's start pulling them out, actually. That's what I think we're going to do. We're going to start pulling them out. I do believe that they are, let's see here. I do believe that they are good. Yeah. Ooh-da-doo-da-doo. Usually they all finish together, so. Yes! Yes! Oh yes. Turn off the fire. We wouldn't want that to keep going. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Look at that. And no, that is not burnt. That is actually the color of my batter. It's actually an orange batter that I use. And so it actually makes it darker, and this is absolutely delicious. And now there's no... Yeah, so when you put it on a paper towel, it gets rid of the grease. Just want to keep moving it around, you know, flipping them over, get rid of the grease. And eat and enjoy. And I'm glad they are not raw. That is bad. I've never encountered raw before. You always want to make every measure possible to ensure that you do not get raw chicken. And as always, my friends, have a nice day.